Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. Super excited about today's video. We're going to be trying out the new Urban Decay Face Bond Waterproof Foundation. I just picked this up today. This is going to be a first impression. I could not wait to come back and try it out, and I thought I would just go ahead and film it when I did. So we're going to be trying this out together today. If you are new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified of any future uploads. And with that, grab yourself a cup of coffee and let's go do our makeup. Okay, so we have the Face Bond Waterproof Foundation. I ended up choosing the shade 5 Fair Neutral. This seemed to be the best match. I was able to shade match, I think because my local Ulta just got it in. They had lots of shades. So I was able to kind of swatch and see what was going to work for me. I was surprised that I went up several shades. Oops. I went up several shades from the lightest. So they do have 40 shades. This is a self-setting waterproof foundation, buildable medium coverage that absorbs sweat and sebum for a natural looking matte finish that is both smudge and transfer resistant for up to 24 hours, which I could be wearing for 24 hours. Packed with 3% niacinamide. Let's see. Coverage minimizes the appearance of imperfections, redness, scars, blemishes, and pores. It's non-comedogenic, which means it's not supposed to clog your pores, which makes me very happy. I really need that in a foundation. And let's see. Self-setting, so no powder needed. Formulated with self-setting powder to absorb sweat and sebum. So we will see. I'm going to jump right into this. I love this little squeeze tube. It looks small, but it is 1 fluid ounce. So it's a typical size foundation. I did pay $40 for this at my local Ulta. It's a pretty little, I like the packaging. It has a cap, and then you have a little squeeze tube, just a tip here. And I think, let's read about how you use it before I just dive right in. Let's see. Because I believe it says, okay, so using a sponge, put 1 drop onto skin and bounce outward with the sponge for a beautifully blended finish. Using a brush, put 1 drop onto skin and then evenly distribute with a buffing motion, or using your fingers. Put small drops directly on your face and pat into skin for maximum coverage and touch-ups. I have never done that. Put it directly on my face. I'm going to squeeze out just a couple of drops here. Shake it up. They're not really drops. It's kind of coming out. Okay, well, let's just see what that does. That was about 4 drops. And this is the shade. I do prefer a neutral undertone. I did try, the next one up was 6 Warm, I believe, but it was just a hair too dark. So we're gonna see. I am gonna try this on one side with my fingers, because I do like to use my fingertips with, I don't know, with foundations like this that have like a lighter coverage. Let's see. All right, so all right, so right off, it's reminding me a lot of the Fenty. What is that? It's reminding me a lot of the Fenty Beauty Ease Drops Blurring Skin Tint. The finish is looking a lot like that. We'll see. That was less expensive. I'm just going to do half my face with my fingers first. So right off, I can tell you it is looking pretty matte, which I don't mind. I'm sure the setting powder in it is kind of what's doing that, but it does claim to be matte, so that's fine. Okay. I mean, it's looking pretty natural. You can still see through it. I'm not going to put this up under my eyes because of the setting powder in it, the matte finish. I'm not going to, whoops, I'm not going to do that around my under eye area, but this is looking nice. It's evening out the complexion. All right, so that was a couple of drops. It is definitely matte. They weren't kidding about that. Keep that in mind. I'm okay with that. My skin has been a little bit more oily lately in my T-zone, so I am not concerned about that. I just, you know, just be aware. Let's see. That's definitely a matte finish. It evened out my skin tone. Redness, a few little spots here and there I'll have to conceal, but I mean overall I think it's a pretty finish. It's also reminding me a little bit of the Ritual de Fille. So we'll see. I'm going to give this a chance. I mean, my issue with some of these is if I have something already like it, like a skin tint, there's a ton of skin tints out right now. Like I said, this is reminding me an awful lot of the Fenty Eavesdrop skin tint. This is also blurring, more of a natural finish, but really pretty on the skin. We'll see. So let's keep going. I'm going to squeeze a few more pumps out here, and this time let's use a brush and see what that looks like. I just typically prefer a brush. I will say it's set down already and I can't feel it. It feels like there's nothing there. I can't feel it on my skin with my fingers. It doesn't feel heavy sitting there. So, I mean, so far, so good. Let's just see here. Okay, well, a lot's going a long way with this brush. My fingers may have absorbed some of the product. And by the way, this is the Sonia Kashuk Domed Oval 117 brush. I love this brush. And I do have the BK Beauty, which one is it? The Mini Contoured Foundation brush. I'm very excited. That one should be coming in the mail soon. Super excited about that. Okay, so I like it better with the brush. It just looks a little bit, first of all, I'm getting a little bit more coverage. I think my fingers absorb some of the product, but also it's just looking a little bit smoother, almost like I don't know, it's spreading out the pigment or something. It's looking really light in the camera. This is a near perfect shade match for me. I mean, this is, I don't think I could have found a better match. But I know it does look different on camera. It didn't seem to oxidize when I tried the swatch. I just swatched it on my hand and, you know, right here along my jawline, and then I let it sit for a while and walked around the store. It didn't seem to oxidize, which is interesting and rare, but okay, so let's see. So I'm hoping that you can see, okay, but this is one layer, but it's probably more than what they recommend you use. I mean, I used a good 3 to 4 drops on each side. A little bit does go a long way. That's not much, even though 4 drops is still not that much. I don't know that I used much more than what would be in a pump of regular foundation. But it is blurring the skin. It is very lightweight. All of the claims right now, that as far as I can tell, seem accurate. I'm liking it. It is definitely medium coverage. Let me just see, I'm gonna go in with like one more drop, and I mean a drop. I mean, when I say a drop, I mean I'm just going in with the tiniest little bit. I'm going to just in the center of my face where I like just a little bit more coverage. Okay. Yeah, I like a brush better. It's definitely giving me a little bit more coverage. Spreading it out a little bit better, a little smoother. I can tell there's powder in this. It feels like I have put powder over. It feels like it's set. All right, I'm liking this so far. Definitely the claims seem to be accurate. I would agree. It looks matte, lightweight, medium coverage. It's definitely setting itself down. So let's go in with a little bit of concealer over it and see how that does. Okay, let's go in with the Dior Forever Skin Correct. I wear the shade 1N in this concealer, and we're going to use our BK Beauty A506. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy concealer brush. Love, love, love this brush. Take a little tiny bit. This, you don't need much of this concealer. And this settles down to a nice, I don't know, sort of a natural finish, I guess. So I don't want it to compete, have a dewy finish with a matte foundation and have them compete with each other, but I think these will go together nicely. Need much of this. Okay, it's playing nicely with the concealer. It's blending in over top of the foundation just fine. I'm not seeing, you know, any signs of like, oh, what am I trying to, it's not bunching up to, you know, together. It's not looking heavy. They're just sort of working together very nicely. I will try this. I will try this more with some other concealers just to see how it plays with those. But I can tell you, I'm not going to need powder. I'm going to try this without powder. It is a little bit later in the day. I did leave because I knew I was going to Ulta this morning. I took off today. I decided not to wear any makeup because I wanted to be able to swatch this. I was specifically looking for this. All right, I like these together. This is a good mix. I'm liking the way this is looking. It's starting to settle into the skin. It doesn't look heavy. It's looking nice and natural. I am liking this so far. I'm going to put on the rest of my makeup. Here's something I like to test with new foundations is to try with a liquid blush. And I love this one by e.l.f. It is the Camo liquid blush. This is the shade Dusty Rose. And typically it doesn't mess with my foundation, but let's just give this a little try. Blush brush, where did you go? This is the e.l.f. liquid blush brush. It's not my favorite, but it works. Okay. Yeah, it's sitting on top of it nicely despite having powder in it. This blush is spreading nicely, which I figured it would. This blush formula is outstanding. Look at that. Oh yeah, this is looking, it's starting to really settle into the skin. I cannot feel it. I feel like I have skincare on right now. That's it. This is beautiful. I'm pleasantly surprised. I will put an update. I'll do another video probably on this, along with the Natasha Denona powder foundation. That one will be up before this video, but Loving that one as well. This is looking really pretty. And actually, this is interesting. That blush is looking, the pigment's looking more intense with this. I don't know if it's because this is a matte foundation and it's the powder in it. I don't know, but this is looking pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. Yeah, it didn't budge at all. That did not interfere whatsoever with the coverage. I'm very pleased with that. Okay, next we're going to go in with one of my new favorite products. Again, it will be in another video before this one is uploaded, but this is the NYX Buttermelt Bronzer. I have the shade Buttercup. These are beautiful bronzers. But the others I would imagine are similar, but the finish of this bronzer is, I don't know, it's somewhere in between dewy and matte. It's so easy to blend. It smells good too. It has that like coconut, I don't know, like a buttery coconut smell. Very reminiscent of the Physicians Formula, but this is beautiful. Again, really just, it's gliding over top of this foundation. It's not budging. It has set itself down quite nicely already. It's only been a few minutes. I'm liking this a lot. I'll have to do a comparison to see how this is in comparison to the Fenty Beauty and see if it's any different. If you already have that, you know, these skin tints, I don't know, some of them are just very similar, but I'm loving that a lot. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead, let's see, I'll go ahead and put on I'm gonna go ahead and put on a little bit of highlighter from the Tarte Clay Play Volume 2 palette. I love this highlighter. I did another video on this using it as it is a full face palette. I love this palette. It's so beautiful, high quality. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so hopefully you can see, but this has really blurred out the skin. Pores sort of diminished. Obviously they're still there. There's still some things peeking through, but overall this is looking very, very nice. I'm pleased with how it's looking with the other products. I like it. Okay, so we're going to let this sit. It is about 1:25 in the afternoon. And I am going to be going out this evening, so I will have this on for a while. At least 6 hours. So I'll be able to see how it wears. I'm not going to be doing anything too strenuous, but we'll see how this wears over time, and I'll try it with some different products. Right now, what I'm going to do is put on my eyebrows, my eyeshadow, and I will be right back and we will wrap this up. Okay, I am back. I put on the rest of my face, just a little bit with my brows, put on a little tiny bit of the, let's see, the shade Soft in the Natasha Denona Hyper Natural Face Palette, and I put on a little bit of the e.l.f. Lash Extender Tubing Mascara. So this has been sitting for a few more minutes now, and it is looking beautiful. It's not quite as, it's still matte, but it's not flat. It isn't, it doesn't look like I'm covered in powder. It doesn't look heavy. It just looks kind of smooth and blurring on the skin. It is extremely lightweight. I mean, I can tell I have other products on. I think that that's contributing, especially the blush, to some stickiness, but this has settled itself down nicely. Again, this is the shade 5 Fair Neutral. So this is a very close shade match for me. I mean, I don't think I could find a better shade match. It is not oxidizing that I can tell. This is looking absolutely beautiful. I'm liking this a lot. So I'm going to continue to try this. I'll use it with different products, maybe a different primer under it, and we'll see how that goes. In the meantime, I will put an update down in the description box so you can see how this wore for the rest of the day. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your week and weekend ahead, and make it a great day.